Energy. The last several decades have witnessed a tectonic shift in the discussions of how we ensure the future of our energy supply. Today's media is focused on green energy as the answer to the elimination of fossil fuels. The public's perception of the viability of this green energy is often driven by political agendas, misinformation, and climate change focus that promote scientifically unattainable goals. When we examine the current realities of all forms of energy production, it becomes clear that only one technology has all the capabilities to meet the increasing demands of our planet: microreactor nuclear technology. This new type of reactor, from America's Micronuclear LLC, employs a molten salt nuclear battery that, in a few short years, will be supplying a logical, safe, reliable, and economical solution that also resolves the issue of nuclear waste disposal. To understand how transformative molten salt nuclear battery technology is, it is important to look closely at the specific requirements of competing technologies in their attempt to reach a goal of reliable, emission-free, environmentally friendly energy that is sustainable, reliable, and affordable. Capacity factors of these different technologies vary greatly, but none comes to the capacity of nuclear power, which is by far the most reliable and efficient. The environmental and societal impact of generating facilities is massive. For example, a wind farm requires over 2,700 acres, while a solar farm can demand over 500 acres to produce the same 10 megawatt output as a 1/4 acre facility that houses a molten salt nuclear battery. This is possible because the reactor vault and the commercial load equipment can be contained in as little as a 30-foot by 30-foot building installed above or below ground. Additionally, the reliance upon foreign sources for rare earth elements for battery production means energy security can be severely crippled by geopolitical events, while mining practices produce environmental and humanitarian crises around the world. The examination of all these facts make the conclusion of the importance of nuclear power undeniable. But for over 6 decades, the perception of nuclear energy has remained unchanged, as the U.S. has failed to take advantage of the transformational advancements made in nuclear power science and technology over the last 30 years. The molten salt nuclear battery from MicroNuclear LLC will alter that course. At MicroNuclear, our primary objective is to revitalize and secure our energy needs using proven and safe technology that not only solves our existing energy needs, but opens an essentially unlimited potential to advance the security, reliability, and availability of our future energy needs. Molten salt nuclear reactor technology is not a new concept, but one whose feasibility has been proven for decades, and the recent re-examination of that concept by MicroNuclear provides innovative design solutions that will change the entire energy infrastructure. To easily understand the difference between the molten salt nuclear battery and the traditional nuclear power plant, let's look at the operating flow chart of both systems. Traditional and current nuclear power plants are referred to as light water reactor systems with several components, including a solid core reactor, pressurizer, coolant pumps and loops, steam generators, turbine generators, cooling towers, and more. These systems can reliably generate large amounts of electricity. 1,000 megawatts are not unusual. But those power plants require a large amount of land to do so, along with a complex operating system and support resources, many operational staff, and are very expensive to build and maintain. Light water nuclear reactors are safe and reliable. However, they do produce questions of its sensibility with radioactive water, expended core disposal, and nuclear waste. Molten salt technology addresses, solves, and reverses these conceptions. The basic operating principle is simple. The reactor core of the molten salt nuclear battery, or MsNB, is, as the name implies, a molten mix of nuclear fuel and a chemical salt. The salt in the MsNB is not your sodium chloride table salt. Instead, the MsNB uses fluoride salt because of its desirable characteristics when mixed with a nuclear fuel. As for the nuclear fuel in the MsNB, it can use either uranium or plutonium, and it can also run on fuel provided by thorium. Most importantly, the MsNB uses natural circulation to move the molten salt fuel through the reactor core and is thus designed without the need for pumps, valves, or coolant loops. The elimination of each of these components enhances safety and reliability while it reduces cost. It can be installed in critical infrastructure such as municipal buildings, hospitals, and military bases. It is ideal for industrial applications, desalination facilities, hydrogen production, and remote villages. The MsNB is designed to provide reliable and sustained energy, securing the absolute requirement of uninterrupted supply of energy. Additionally, the MsNB development is mature. It is ready to produce the first prototype, be fueled with molten salt, and undergo operational validation. Premier Technology is an industry-leading manufacturer of nuclear-grade equipment. Premier has supported MicroNuclear with the manufacturing of concept stage prototypes and has the facilities, personnel, and experience needed for full-scale production. Understandably, any discussion of nuclear energy centers on safety and nuclear waste disposal. As we have said, unlike current nuclear power plants, the MsNB has no pumps, valves, coolant loops, and uses natural circulation with a molten salt nuclear fuel. It does not use traditional highly pressurized water for cooling. Instead, the MsNB operates at ambient pressure, and if the intended use of the MsNB becomes inoperative or is shut down, the MsNB simply and safely goes into a hot standby condition. The process is so inherently safe in its design that no action is required on the part of an operator. This means the MsNB is walk-away safe. We refer to the MsNB as a battery because it is manufactured in a factory, transported to the site, installed, and at the end of its 10-year life is simply replaced with a new MsNB. Unique to this technology is that 90% of the expended fuel can be reused in subsequent MsNBs. In addition, the leftover 10% are products that will be separated from the salt and will have valuable commercial medical uses. The remaining waste, amounting to only a few kilograms, is safely disposed of in a repository until levels are essentially the same natural background radiation level that you experience every day. Comparing this to the tons of waste from an expended solid reactor core, the benefits of the molten salt nuclear battery are undeniable. The need for a long-term sustainable energy plan is inarguable. There is no other path to a green, emission-free, feasible, and proven scientific solution besides nuclear. We have learned it is the molten salt nuclear battery that can logically and scientifically overcome preconceived objections and bring us to the energy solution we need. We have learned that MicroNuclear has designed the MsNB to recycle nuclear fuel, essentially nullify the nuclear waste disposal issue, be economical, be near-term available, and most importantly, be safe. Walk away safe.